This Week in Startups is brought to you by Wistia. Take control of your video marketing with powerful tools and analytics built specifically for business. Go to wistia.com/twist to get your free Wistia account today. And Citrix GoToMeeting. Meeting is believing. Visit GoToMeeting.com. Click the Try It Free button and sign up for a 30-day trial. Today, Jason talks to two founders who debuted their products at the Launch Festival, Tyler Cooper from TheTake and Alexander Mimran from Minbox.
That's what it's all about, man. They said, money is the root of all evil. What? Funny how it feeds my people. Yeah. We ain't gonna live like equals until we get the money, spend the money, and defeat you. Yeah. Money is the root of all evil. What? Funny how it feeds my people. Yeah. We ain't gonna live like equals until we get the money, spend the money, and defeat you.
Hey everybody, it's This Week in Startups, and I'm really super excited for this episode. As you know, I host a conference called the Launch Festival. I've been doing that for 8 years. 50 companies every year are on stage, and a couple of hundred people are in the demo pit, and thousands of entrepreneurs are in the audience. And one of the great joys of my life is keeping touch with that alumni base, whether they were in the audience, whether they were in the demo pit, or if they made it to one of the elite 50 slots on stage. And today on the program, Tyler Cooper is with us. He got one of those coveted slots on the Launch Festival stage for his company, TheTake.com. I believe it was 2 launch festivals ago, 2014?
2014.
Correct. So tell everybody what is TheTake, since you haven't been on the show since then.
Absolutely.
And what's happened since you were at the festival.
Totally. So we launched in 2014, that February. It was a Monday, I'll never forget. And I'll never forget because our product slightly failed on stage. I don't know if you remember this, but
Nobody remembers.
It was we ended up ironing it out, and I don't think too many people noticed. But
Right.
we make movies and TV shows shoppable. So we are all about when you're watching a movie and you see the watch or
Just right into the microphone there.
Sorry.
Yeah,
When you see the watch or you see the shirt or the jacket or something and you can't identify it, you want to buy it. We're all about capturing that momentum and then showing you where that product lives and helping you
Said another way,
helping you purchase it.
you're a database of products in movies and TV shows.
There you go. There you go. That boils it down. That's what we are.
Right.
And that's what we started as. So we launched on stage with a mobile app that
Well, you know what?
identifies-
Let's show the product here for a second.
Okay, cool.
Because that's
Let's
always
do
the
it.
easiest way to do it. Why don't you pull up the
Yeah,
website?
definitely.
So here we go. I'm going to just tell people who are watching right now, I'm looking at a website that looks very similar to, say, a Pinterest with a bunch of cards. But instead of just seeing a product, I see a small picture and a picture of a product, but I see a big picture of a scene from a movie. So here we're looking at The Man from U.N.C.L.E., I believe.
Yep, exactly.
And you've paused the video,
Yep.
and we see a hipster pair of sunglasses, and those are an exact match.
Right.
What does it mean, an exact match?
So here you'll notice we have the Terry Lazary sunglasses. We've identified exactly who makes those.
How do you know that that's exactly the Terry Lazaro
Terry Lazary, yeah.
Lazary
So
sunglasses?
we started having to research that all ourselves. When we were on stage at launch, it was all like our research team figuring out who made these, contacting brands, et cetera. Now, where it's evolved, we are actually getting all of this data from the movie studios, or I should say all of it. We're getting it from a handful of the movie studios, of like the 5 big ones. We've got about half of them now, that they're feeding this information to us.
What's their motivation to feed you this information, the movie studios? Why would the people from The Man from U.N.C.L.E. want you to tell everybody that these are, you know, a certain Joseph Abboud suit or whatever?
Right. So really, I think it's twofold. It started when we were out pitching. We were telling them we're going to help you guys make money and it'll be a rev share on selling these items. That pitch didn't get as much traction as we anticipated.
Why?
I think that when we were initially looking at this as an affiliate play, we were envisioning, oh great, it's 20% margins, et cetera. We'll be able to do this and make a ton of money that way. It turns out that is a really, really hard game to make any money at.
Because you just need to have tremendous volume.
You need extraordinary volume, exactly.
If you're selling $200 sunglasses and you got 5% or 10% even, it's 10 or 20 bucks or 40 bucks. But even if you got that,
you need to move a ton of sunglasses.
You need a ton of sunglasses.
And when you're just starting out as a consumer destination site or app, only a handful of people, if you're lucky, know about you when you launch. So it takes a long time to start proving out that data for the studios. So they were really kind of skeptical, and rightfully so initially. But the great thing about launch was, honestly, when we went on stage right after I walked off stage, a rep from Sony came up to us and was like, "Hey, I saw what you're doing. That's really cool. We'd love to talk."
A Sony rep, huh?
Yeah, it was interesting. So, and we, so we started a conversation there. And then again,
Like a Sony Pictures person.
This was a Sony. They were with Sony Pictures in, I believe it was Corp Dev or some kind of business dev. Yeah, it was perfect. They were there.
So they believed in it, and so they don't care about making money. They care about people getting obsessive about the films.
That's what it is. That's what it is. So it's really about identifying with the films. But the big move was actually they saw our technology. They saw what I'm showing you guys now. I don't know if you can see this.
Yeah, pull it up one more time here.
But you can see you can play the movie.
You're playing the movie and you're pausing. You're playing the trailer here.
Right. This is the trailer, but you can identify.
Wait, are you identifying
the
the helicopter there?
Yeah. We'll do a helicopter.
Wait, hold on. Go back to the helicopter.
Yeah, that's got your name all over it, Jason. This is
exactly
what you need.
So what kind of helicopter is it?
So it's a Bell.
It's a Bell helicopter. There you go.
42,
27. And you can get more info or save it for later.
Exactly.
And you maybe can buy it.
Exactly.
How long does it take you to? Now, are you ingesting just the trailers or the entire movie?
So that's what it started with. Was the trailers, right? And then we started doing
because you don't need rights for the trailers, really. Nobody cares, right?
Exactly. It's all promotional. But what happened after launch was we talked to Sony for a little bit, but then another studio that I can't say right now just because of an NDA came to us and they said, "Hey, we saw this technology. We saw like the in-video piece of this and everything you're doing. Can you embed that in our movies where consumers download them?" And we were like, "Yes, absolutely. We can do it." I went back to the team. I was like, "Hey, figure out how to do this. What is this going to look like?"
Yeah, they asked you if you could do it. You said yes.
Oh, I said
and
yes.
then you went back to the team to figure out if we could actually execute.
Exactly. Had to. There's no chance I was going to miss that opportunity.
Because you can't do this. Let's face it, on YouTube.
Right.
Or can you?
Right.
I guess you could do annotations.
You can do annotations. It's really ugly. I mean,
and they don't let you link off the site.
Yeah.
You can link to one domain.
Okay.
Is I think the rule.
Okay.
So you could actually do it if you link to TheTake's landing page.
Yeah.
Have you thought about doing that as a growth strategy?
We really want to talk to the folks at YouTube. We don't really, we haven't had an opportunity because we've been so busy with this full movie experience.
Just as a hack, take this Transporter or The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Trailer, put it on YouTube.
Yep.
Then link to TheTake.
Right.
To the landing page for the Transporter or for the actual product landing page, and you just permalink it over there and you see what happens.
Yeah.
Because trailers are a big hack to get traffic.
Right.
Because what happens is the studios don't care if people upload trailers to their handles. They just claim them to get the ad revenue, but they don't care.
Yeah.
Like, who cares if...
That's a great idea. Yeah. That's a great idea.
Okay, so...
But so we're inlaying this now, and it's going to be in this year, and there's only a handful of months left in this year. You'll be able to download this and get this experience right in the movies that you consume without even knowing about the take, et cetera.
So theoretically, you were watching some streaming service like Amazon or Netflix or something, and in the streaming services, the TAKE software or the TAKE's links would be in a streaming service on that magnitude? Or not quite?
It will be on, I can't say which provider it is, but one of the largest video providers in the country. Yeah.
So you'll just hit a button and it will show you the dots?
It'll be one of these pause experiences. Yeah, you'll pause, you'll see the dots, and you'll say, "Oh, what is?"
Will everybody who pauses see the dots?
It's through specific providers.
Got it.
So but the goal is from the studios is to get this across all the different providers.
See, that would be super fascinating if on any pause. The dots appeared.
Yeah.
Because then people wouldn't have to download extra software. They wouldn't. But then Netflix would be like, oh my God, anytime anybody paused on Narcos or whatever, there's an opportunity to make some money for them. And then that could actually be meaningful because you'd have massive distribution.
Exactly. That's what we realized. It becomes all about distribution for this. And so that's where we are now.
How many people work at your company, and how have you survived for the last, whatever it is, year and a half?
2 years, year and a half. So after launch, we raised our Series A thanks to some of the investors you introduced us to, Dimmers Films. Those guys ended up coming into the round.
Who was the lead?
The lead is Halleck LLC. There's some guys out of New York. So,
got it.
We raised 2.25 in September, so a few months after the February launch.
So the momentum helped a little bit?
Momentum was great. It was great for fundraising. It was great for the B2B side, like I said, with the studios. It was great for getting our initial users. I mean, it was the ideal platform for us.
Perfect. Has anybody actually bought products through this?
Yeah. People are buying. The right structure when we launched this was all fair use, so we couldn't actually monetize those purchases while we were tracking them.
Right.
But now
That was what your attorneys told you. Hey, listen,
Yeah.
if you start monetizing,
Yep.
it's kind of hard to claim fair use.
Yes,
But if
exactly.
you're analyzing a film and
Yep.
you're doing notations on
Yep.
it,
Yeah.
it's the definition of fair use.
Yeah, exactly.
Did anybody
So
complain, even though it was the definition of fair use?
we did not have a single
Brilliant.
studio or actor or anyone complain. No, I think that everyone sees this really. I mean, especially the film industry right now is just dying, right? Like it's in such a place of pain and
It's a transition.
It is. So
Yeah.
they're willing to look at things like this and say, okay, how do we use this to become,
Yeah.
a better
Unlike the
business?
music industry, which is constantly trying to just kill
Yeah.
anybody who builds something
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
The movie industry and the TV industry seem a little bit more.
They're open to it. And Disney's doing really cool things with their accelerator, which I think you know about and
Yeah.
have been a
Were you in
part
the
of.
di-
And
the ex-
no, we didn't. We never actually applied to that, but it would have been an interesting thing for us to do.
Yeah, I'm going to be a mentor this year. I was supposed to be a
very
mentor
cool.
last year. But
Yeah.
you know what's interesting? I was looking through stuff, and I can't remember where, but I found this company, superdry.com. I've never heard of this company. Pull it up here. And this is like the power of discovery. Like these people make these crazy men's jackets that I looked at, and literally they're gorgeous. I think I have women's here, unfortunately. Let me do men's. And I was like, wow, I've never seen anything this unique. And it was in some film. Obviously, these are like some hipster cool jackets. Have you ever heard of this before?
Oh yeah.
You've heard of this?
Yeah, I've seen. There's a
So
store
I've been
right
wanting to get
where-
I've been wanting to get a leather jacket or like one of these hoodies, and they have orange and black, which is my favorite color scheme. Orange and blue actually for the Knicks, but I like orange. And look at this gorgeous jacket from Japan,
It's great. I think.
and not bad price, $150. How could I not buy this? I'm buying it.
You need to just buy it through the take. That's the important thing.
I did.
That's
So
the
you guys have
important
to get the affiliate code, correct?
Exactly.
Got to make sure.
Exactly.
But this is brilliant. And a lot of other. So anyway, there are stores for the Superdry, or
So yeah, there's one of those in our. We're based in New York, so there's one around the corner from where my wife and I live. Actually, where we used to.
A
live, we used to
Superdry,
live, but
huh?
Yeah, there's a store right there, but I know we've got some of their items on the site right now.
Yeah.
That we're linking out to. Yeah, it's great stuff. It's great stuff.
All right. So when we get back from this commercial break, I want you to tell me what do you have to prove in order to make this company, let's say, generate 10, 20, $30 million a year in revenue when we get back on This Week in Startups. Hey everybody, let me take a moment to tell you about a product I love and use every day. It's video hosting from Wistia, W-I-S-T-I-A, Wistia. It is awesome. And who uses it? MailChimp, Moz, HubSpot, Zendesk, Herman Miller, Sam Adams, and of course, This Week in Startups. They've got 140,000 customers, and they are growing like a weed. Now, why do we use it? Well, if we use a free service like YouTube, we have all YouTube's ads and collaterals and garbage, and it looks terrible, and it's not customizable. So it looks bad, and everything that YouTube does is in service of increasing their metrics, not your metrics. Well, what are your metrics as a business? Well, for me, it's collecting emails. 2, it's having people on my domain, my site, making it look beautiful, not having that ugly thing that comes up at the end of like a YouTube video that shows all the different videos of other people that I don't want to send my users to. I want, when the video ends, for them to watch another episode of This Week in Startups. I can control all of that with Wistia. That's why I use it. And it works perfectly on Facebook and Twitter with the cards, and you can play it natively on those platforms. It's gorgeous. And it'll give you a ton of support. You want to take control of your video. Video is a huge asset, and you want to do it professionally. The analytics program is amazing. You can see on a user-by-user basis how long they're watching, and if they rewound and watch a section twice, all this kind of great stuff. Tons of support, super easy to use. And it's built, a lot of their new tools are built for marketers, so collecting emails and that kind of stuff. And you don't have YouTube or Vimeo doing that kind of stuff. Those platforms have their own goals, which is selling ads and keeping people on their platforms and stealing those users from your platform. Start your 2-week trial for free on Wistia, wistia.com/twist. No credit card is required because they're so confident that you're going to love the service like I do. And you can upload as many videos as you like. Wistia.com/twist, W-I-S-T-I-A, Wistia.com/twist. I love the product. I love the team. And it's been fantastic for us. We got control of our own videos again, and we are now collecting emails every day, dozens of emails every week, hundreds of emails every year, thousands of emails to build our direct relationship. That is, not have an intermediary between it, telling us how we can talk to you, our fans. We have a direct relationship. It's brilliant. I love Wistia. All right, let's get back to this amazing episode. Hey everybody, welcome back to This Week in Startups. I'm your host, Jason Calacanis. You can find me on Twitter at Jason. You can find the show on Twitter and Instagram at TWiST startups, as in this week in startups. And if you write a review of the podcast for iTunes, I will love you forever. Literally till the end of my days on this planet, if you write a really great review, something with like an actual point of view and a perspective of why you listen to the program. I never really shill or ask for it, but I do think it's time for me to start chilling and asking for it because you guys get so much goddamn value out of this show, and I do it twice a week, 104 times a year. I'm busting my ass for you guys. The least you can do is open up your goddamn iTunes and write a review. For F's sake, help me out. Those reviews matter. I hate having to ask, but I mean, it's like if you don't ask, it makes you move up in the rankings. So everybody go to iTunes. I'm kidding, of course, but go to the iTunes store, search for This Week in Startups, and please write a review, like in detail, of what you like about the show. Because you know what, the haters, they come out.
They do.
The haters come out and write a review.
They do.
Oh, but you know what, your haters make you greater. And today on the program is Tyler Cooper, and his site is TheTake.com and the Take app. There's an app that goes with this, I think,
it's
too.
in the iTunes store.
Go in there. And speaking of reviews, please, for the love of God, write a 5. And this is such a great concept. I remember when we met during the process, you applied to the. Did you apply or did you email me about angel investing? How did we meet?
You know, I think it was actually my co-founders, Jared Brawornik and Vince Crossley. They met you at a WeWork in New York.
That's
I
what it
think
was.
You were
They
holding,
ran
like,
it.
office hours
I was holding
something.
office hours, and they came to me, and I said, this would be perfect for the festival.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, that's how the magic happens. You were on stage. Everybody loved it. Who were your judges? At the Launch Festival, do you remember?
Yeah. Who all did we have? We had, you're putting me on the spot right now. We had Hunter Walk, who was on there. We had...
He's legit.
Oh, man, I'm going to
Who gave you great questions? What are some of the questions?
Look. The questions were, a lot of the questions were about cost. People didn't really think that we could do this in a cost-effective way.
So what's the answer to that question? How much does it cost you to do this per movie, per trailer, per minute?
Yeah, at that point in time, a full movie cost us about $1,000. Right now, with the data coming directly from the studios, we cut out the research piece. It's like, a couple $100, something like that.
So you can put a movie in for $500.
Yeah. I mean, the marginal cost here is very little. The fixed cost of all the tech that went into building out the back end of all of this, that was big. But is it
crowdsourced? In other words, if I see something in a movie and I go, I know that's a Tesla Model S,
Right.
there's no dot.
Yeah.
Can I go in there and put a Tesla link and then put my Jason29 referral code and get my $1,000?
Yeah, well, you don't make any money off of it, but you do get credit. You get social credit, which is what it's all about. This.
And has anybody decided to do that? Pull it up.
Yeah. So this one isn't crowdsourced, but you'll see down here it says submitted by TheTake below all the different items. And then we do have a number of products that are uploaded by users, on a daily basis saying, hey, I know what this, necklace is or whatever the item is for those, for the content that we don't have partners on. Where do you get the similar
styles from? Is that an API with another third-party service?
So that is, it's actually all generated by our back end. So
okay.
So we use a series of, well, I don't want to get too deep into how it all works, but it is automated, but it's pulling in, all of these similar items for
you could hit probably the API over at some like Amazon or something and then find
but we don't just use one single vendor, but you can
go say like similar to kind of situation, or people also bought.
Yep.
And what did the super dry even know that this is occurring? And
they didn't initially. So anecdotally, we've got a pretty funny story. So we just launched, and then we had a few brands reach out. Swarovski, the crystal company, reached out because their items are everywhere. But when we had 50 Shades of Grey, when that came out, the movie, we had a bunch of their items up.
The crops and
we
gags.
We had some of those items on there.
Did you really have the ball gags on there and the whips?
I don't know. We did have the whips. We had some handcuffs, I think. We had some interesting stuff. But we also had her underwear tagged, and we didn't know what it was, so we had a close match. And then we had, I think it's Hanro of Switzerland reached out to us through the site.
Dudes,
that's ours.
That's ours.
Yeah,
we
those
want
are our
credit
panties.
For those panties and bras.
So
and
they created an account.
Men's boxer briefs.
Yeah, and they've gone in and tagged all of their items. So we have brands now coming in that are also doing
All right, let me ask you a question. Why are you not making a widget that those brands can put on their site and say, see us on TheTake, and make a supercut of all the times that they're, like if it's the men's boxer briefs, and you know that Daniel Craig wore them and Tony Stark wore them, you should be making a supercut they can put on their site.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I mean, we've talked a little bit about something similar. We haven't had the time, honestly.
Okay, and that's always the thing with the startup, the time constraint.
But it's something that we're really, I mean, it's seems like a very natural next step for us.
You guys don't have revenue to speak of now.
Right.
You're building the product out.
Pre-revenue,
Pre-revenue.
Yep.
But you maybe have this idea that you might be able to make a little bit of cheddar off of the affiliate fees, but not really. What do you raised an A round? Congratulations, very hard to do pre-revenue.
Yeah, yeah.
You put you in like 1 out of 1,000 startups, by
Yeah.
the way, or 1 in 500, I would say, that can raise.
Yeah,
Why were
yeah.
you able to raise money pre-revenue and an A round? Because it's a very hard thing to do.
Yeah, and I mean that was really our seed round, I would say. I mean, I don't know
2.5
how
it would have been an
Okay.
A, but okay.
Yeah. So
Big seed.
I think
Why did people give you all that money?
people really believe that it's time for this. I mean, it's been something people have talked about for so long, and it hasn't been the right time for a number of reasons. But now, with the transition from like linear television viewing over to digital platforms, right, and
Yeah.
over-the-top services and the connected devices and all of this, it's something where the distribution that's required to make this a billion-dollar business is actually coming to fruition, and the viewing habits are moving over into those.
Got it. So the digital
platforms.
revolution,
So-
the Netflix
Yep.
and HBO going direct,
Yeah,
all of this
exactly.
stuff, HBO Now, whatever,
Yep,
this is
yep.
benefiting you.
Oh, it's
How-
huge for us.
Amazon was going to try. Amazon tried to buy the company. You didn't sell. Why?
I don't think we've talked about that. Have
Well,
we
I
talked
have a
about
lot of
this?
inside information. So
Interesting. Okay, so
You chose not to sell to Amazon. Why?
We're not. I don't know how you know that, but we.
I don't. But
Okay.
You confirmed it for me, so thank you. No, I don't. I'm joking. I'm being facetious. But
Okay.
I'm a poker player, and the way you look down with complete fear on your face.
Yeah. No, we got
you
an
never
interesting.
play poker with me.
We got an interesting.
Because that's like me
call.
looking at you going, you have a set, right?
Yeah.
And you just
yeah.
went like this, like, oh, he knows I have a
God,
set.
yeah.
My God.
Well, I wouldn't say they necessarily.
Listen,
we got an
Amazon
interesting
came
call.
full force.
We
It's
got an
obvious
interesting call.
these are the obviously people who need to buy this company because
yeah.
they have both
Yeah.
pieces now.
Exactly.
And you turned them down.
Google is the same thing. They're doing shopping
Google,
and they're
yes.
doing content.
But Amazon is such a likely
Yeah.
acquirer here.
We want to wait till they see what happens. Well, we don't want to. I mean, we're not really interested in selling. We're interested in building something awesome. I mean, that's like our primary focus. Our team, we love working together. We love building. But secondly, I mean, the distribution that we're launching in a very, very short time, and where this is going to be in your home, is something where there's no way we would sell before that launches. I mean,
Yes.
that's something that we're really, really excited about, and something
Buddy, I'm
it's
so
a
excited for you because I'm
Thanks,
just
yeah.
thinking like the new Amazon, the new Apple TV, the Amazon Fire is on fire.
yeah,
And then Roku is actually doing well.
yeah.
Google
It's all over the place.
Chromecast is pretty solid.
Yeah.
I mean, you have all these big players, and they don't have the time.
Right.
Just like you don't have the time to do every
Yeah.
feature, they don't have the time to do the
Exactly.
startup.
Exactly. And the right structure is complicated. Like we had to get the studios on board first. They were instrumental in getting these storefronts where you're going to actually download or stream or whatever these titles. So it's something that takes time and a lot of legal costs and everything else, and just energy to get this set up. And we're really pumped.
But you
to-
went forward
for it
and
to
you're
go
like,
live.
hey, we're going to take a little bit of risk on the fair use concept.
Yeah, big time. Yeah.
That took
Yeah,
a little
it's
guts.
gray area.
But you
Yeah.
got nothing to lose because
Yeah.
what's the worst they can do is shut you down.
Exactly.
That's one of the great things about the American system is you can break a little bit of rules here,
Yeah.
or you can
Yeah.
have your own interpretation of fair use, which I happen
Right.
to agree with, by the way.
Right.
But you do that, and then hey, if
Yeah.
it works out, it works out. If
Exactly.
it doesn't,
Yeah, and I think it was, right after that, we'd only had like a small convertible note before launch, but it was after that, once we started talking to the studios and it was clear that they see us as something that is additive for them, right?
Yes.
That's when our investors were like, oh, wait, hang on, we should double down because this is about to become much bigger than just a standalone product or
So
just
the
an app.
investors are
So-
looking, going, wow, the deal making you're able to do is
Right.
solid enough that we'll keep
Yeah.
funding.
Yeah.
But you have to get an
exactly.
A round now.
Yeah, that's why we're in town. That's what we're doing.
So you're meeting.
Yeah, we have meetings.
Be careful with
yeah.
the general solicitation here on the show. you might have some hater journalists say that
Right,
I'm generally
right.
soliciting for you, haters. It's amazing. I have like friends, and then like they're not my friends anymore, and they're just hating on me, and they're trying to get me in trouble. I don't get it.
Yeah,
Sometimes
but
people
that's-
go through a lot of pain in their life, and then
true.
they become haters.
It's true.
And
It's
then the
true.
pain alleviates, and then they go, "Oh my God!" I was like, "Why am I hating on Jason? He's a good guy."
And it's only a temporary fix, right? Hating is only a temporary fix.
It's just sad. Like, what's the need to hate on somebody who's like an angel investor who's
Yeah,
trying to
I
like
know, I know.
run events and help, or like a poor founder who's trying to make their go in the world. But anyway, what is the what's the reaction to a company like this pre-revenue though that has all this promising potential?
I think that
in the
it's
market?
really
What's
good
it been
right now.
like?
I mean, people are excited with the deals that we have in place right now. We also have a number of strategics that are really interested in investing. So we're talking to some of the studios because it makes a lot of sense for them
Yes.
to try and actually capitalize on these.
Movie Clips was the other
upsides, right?
one that I think.
Those guys, they got bought
crushed
by by
Comcast?
Fandango.
Oh, Fandango
bought
bought Movie
movie
Clips?
clips from Zephyr, right? Yeah,
Those
yeah,
guys did a tremendous job of like.
Oh
I
my
didn't
God.
believe in that business,
That's
and then all of a
amazing.
sudden they just
Yeah.
went to everybody and were like, hey, we'll put your clips up and we'll sell your DVDs.
Yeah, yeah.
And we'll
They're
give you the ad
smart.
revenue.
Those guys did a great job. Those guys did a really great job.
You need to look at their playbook and literally do the same thing for the Take.
Yep.
Literally just copy the playbook
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it was very innovative.
Yeah.
They got permission, and then at the end, they show you the other potential clips in the movie,
Right.
and they link to how to buy it.
Yep.
So everybody wins.
Exactly. Yeah.
Everybody thought they didn't want to put the clips online. It's like, well, you know what? These clips, if they drive people to buy the movie or to go rent the movie, great.
And that's what we're seeing as right now by the studios is another reason, like primarily for consumers to buy or stream or somehow access and pay for their movies because it's this another level of functionality and things that their users can engage
I
with.
see Sam Engelbart, famous Hollywood producer, as an investor in the company.
Yeah, Sam's a great guy. Yeah,
has he been helpful?
Yeah, Sam's awesome. He's been a very helpful investor. Yeah, you introduced us.
I did.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I introduced
at launch. Yeah, so he.
Oh, okay. There you
go. He's great.
Right. Well, that's I'm earning my 1 point as an advisor. Did we ever paper that? I don't think we papered it.
I don't remember that.
I should have gotten a point. I could have got a point as an advisor. I bet if I asked.
It's
I would have at least gotten 50 bips.
It would have been a conversation.
I definitely would have got 50 bips. Jeez. Sam, what's up? Help me out here. I should get 20% of Sam's piece. That's great. And so you got this deal in the works that we can't talk about.
Yeah,
but when do you think that could that be a Q4 or a Q1 kind of deploy?
Yeah, we're talking Q4 on not just one, but on actually a number. So there's a handful of
Do you as the founder negotiate those personally?
Yeah.
Or do you have a person who you let do that and you trust on your team?
Fortunately, I come from film distribution, so I was literally negotiating deals the last 7 years of my professional life. So,
right. There's nobody better in the company. That's your competitive advantage.
So that's something that I know how to do and know who to talk to and everything else. We've also had some great advisors that have been able to help out with that. And also, honestly, our law firm, shameless plug here, but Cooley has been great. Yeah, I mean, they've really helped us with a number of things there. So, yeah, but we try to do it all, ourselves.
All right, listen, almost 30 employees and all of these great deals that are getting set up and an incredible product. If you are into any kind, for fashion, I mean, when you're a fashion person and you find out about this, it's incredible. Or if you're someone like me with very little fashion, like I literally looked at it and I was like, well, I'm trying to be a little bit, people may have noticed, like, I got the new, I'm doing the Hugo Boss blue shirts now. I got the...
Looking sharp.
I got the John Bravados.
We got to get...
I'm doing the John Bravados is my designer. I love...
Can we tag this video and make it shoppable on your
Absolutely.
site?
John Bravados and Hugo Boss and Bic. And my pen is the Bic.
And the watch.
And the watch is the Fitbit with the thing. So fine. And I get the commission on that.
Exactly.
And here's my rose gold, or my gold, not rose gold. But I do think you're onto something big because...
Thanks.
You don't know as a guy, right? Especially as a guy.
Yep.
We don't, guys buying fashion magazines, it's a little bit like, as a guy, you don't want to have to go buy a fashion magazine. It used to be that you got Playboy and Esquire delivered, Men's Health.
Right.
But now, I don't get the sense guys are going out and buying these magazines anymore. So you don't really have a clue as to what to wear.
Exactly.
And I found, I've been looking for a great jacket to wear my black t-shirts.
Yep.
So I got these Mack Weldon black t-shirts that I love.
Yeah.
They're so tight, awesome.
Yep.
Not physically tight, but they're just well constructed,
Right.
So I buy them a dozen at a time. And I've been trying to find a jacket, a cropped jacket or something. And God damn it, I put in jackets on the Take.
Yep.
And I put 3 of them in the shopping cart immediately.
Yeah.
I was like, because if they're gonna put it on Daniel Craig.
Yeah, exactly.
Also known as James Bond.
Right.
They're gonna put it on who
Henry
else?
Cable, or if it's
that guy, all Superman.
These, they're
who else is the style? Tony Stark. If they put it on him,
Tony Stark. You know what's funny? One of the biggest
Who's got the
products
best
we
stuff?
had on the Take. I mean, we obviously track all of this and keep, and keep tabs on it. But and this might not be what you're looking for. Was the Carhartt jacket from Interstellar that Matthew McConaughey was wearing? I don't know if you remember that.
I hate Matthew McConaughey. It's not that I hate Matthew McConaughey, but yes, I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that was a big one. That's maybe not your look though.
It's not exactly my look.
Yeah.
And I have a little bit too much direct interaction with Matthew McConaughey.
Gotcha. Okay.
Where I was at some beach party in Malibu.
Yeah.
And this homeless guy in cargo shorts comes up.
Yep.
And is stoned out of his mind.
Oh God.
And sweating and dirty, and he starts just my wife's girlfriend, and he's all over her, and he's trying to push Matthew McConaughey off of him, her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, just she's like got a boyfriend here, and you're just like all over her, and I'm trying to like get Matthew McConaughey to not get his ass kicked, and he's sweating, and it was just not a good look for him. But it was like he's literally out running every day, and he's Matthew McConaughey, so he doesn't wear a shirt. He doesn't own shirts.
Why would you? He
doesn't own shirts. He's sweating constantly, and he's homeless on Malibu Beach apparently. But when you go to this page, pull up my screen here, please, on the new TriCaster out there. We're thinking about getting this new TriCaster, which is really sweet. And when you go and you look at the men's clothing, and then you can go clothing, and then this is it right here, jackets. And now I'm looking at all these great jackets. I don't know if I could pull off this overcoat that Thor's wearing, but I love the fact you got all the Straight Outta Compton stuff. And then all these like sci-fi movies, like look, Divergent, beautiful jacket, and these field jackets, like these, I didn't know where to get these Hummel jackets from Avengers, all these like really slick, good looking jackets that like, who is this dude? Evans, Christopher Evans.
Yeah, Chris Evans, right? Yeah.
That's Captain Kirk, Captain Kirk.
Chris Evans, Chris Pine.
Chris Pine, the new Captain Kirk. Here it is. Here's the Carhartt.
Yeah, there it is.
If you don't know what he's wearing in Interstellar, you're an idiot. I mean, it's got the Carhartt logo on it.
People were still just searching like crazy.
And this is my favorite, from the Judge, the iconic bomber jacket, members only. Like, I don't think you can get that. Oh, and here's the Guardians of the Galaxy. Alexander Mimran, costume designer. It's a custom made.
Yeah, that one's custom, yeah.
But if you click on the custom made, is it going to come close? Look at this. And Diesel makes a red leather jacket just like Chris Pratt wore in Guardians of the Galaxy. That's a pretty close match.
Yeah, we try. I mean, it's all about.
That's pretty tight when you think about it. If you were going to go, as Chris Pratt from Peter Quill from Guardians of the Galaxy, you would have had done pretty well to pick from TheTake.
There we go.
I think.
Yeah, I mean, we think especially with males, actually, this resonates even more just because they are generally so much lazier about fashion that they just see something on screen and they're like, okay, that's what I want to look like. How do I get that exact look right
Well, see,
there?
you know, a lot of people, it's interesting you bring this up, Tyler, because a lot of people tell me, Jason, hey, you and Daniel Craig, very similar. Body types, of course.
I was about to say that.
Me and body types, our ability to fight and drive cars. So
Run
very
on top
similar.
of trains, yeah.
Trains, a very similar type thing. There's a lot of parallels. You can just draw them in your mind. The fat Greek and the 007. But I mean, really, the reason I'm losing weight is to try to look like him. But he's wearing John Vervatos. Yeah. And that's my brand. That's my design. John designs my clothes. Everybody knows. John doesn't know who I am. I'm just pretending like John Vervatos
custom,
knows who I am.
Yeah.
But some is custom, some is not. But I love looking at what Daniel Craig wears because it always is like, that's my look. I like that tight European dark color palette. Yeah, and so this makes it so easy for me. And everybody's got the person who they might want to model themselves after. You know, like you might be, I could see you as being a little Keanu here. Who would you be? Who's your style icon, I guess? Who's your style icon? Rick Schroeder? No, Captain America. Perfect. What's that guy's name?
I've got a little bit of Middle America, Captain America.
You are completely...
From Oklahoma, you know?
Just, this is great. Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
Did you see that film?
Oh, yeah. That was... we saw it as a team, actually.
Nightcrawler is a fantastic film. If you haven't seen Lou Bloom...
That jacket is awesome,
Jake Gyllenhaal is wearing a Prada jacket in that. And he looks amazing as a psychotic, insane person. And it literally is a Prada jacket.
Maybe not who you want to model yourself after.
Gray wool, Prada jacket. Now, what's this here? I have to sign up to go get the information?
We have a sign-up right now for purchase. So
stop doing that. You're killing me.
Well, you know,
I'm gonna bounce.
we're all about getting the users signed up. Then you can get our newsletter, our weekly newsletter. It's great. You're going to love it. It tells you more about fashion. You're
killing me here. I just want to go to Prada. Now I got to go search for it on Google. I hate it. The growth technique. You got me with your growth technique. All right, listen. Continued success, Tyler Cooper. And you can follow Tyler, TYHCOOP, TheTake.com is an amazing website. They're going to be doing some amazing things. Probably, I'm going to guess Apple TV or Amazon, something, who knows. And the Take app, go download it. And really, it's a great startup. They're based in New York, 28 people, and really did great. You didn't win at the launch festival.
We didn't.
But I think
we did.
In a way, you did.
You
if
know?
you made it to the stage, you're like literally the top 5%. And here's the thing. I think you picked an idea. This is why I respect you. You picked an idea that had been tried, right? Interactive TV. Everybody saw this. Yep. And the people who I think make it big a lot of times are the people who see 20 startups die trying to go up a hill, and to have the
Guts.
gumption. Thank you. I was about to say something that I can't say anymore, politically correct. They have the gumption
Yep.
to try again.
Yeah. Yep.
Like Facebook, there was a million, Friendster, everybody had
Yeah.
done social networking. People thought it was over.
Yeah.
And they tried again, and hey, they got there. And I think you're going to be the person who cracks this nut.
I appreciate that. I've got a hell of a team behind me. So I mean, it's all literally it's all owed to them when we get there. But we're getting close. So
It feels like you're getting so close.
Yeah,
That's the thing,
thanks.
it's the timing.
yeah, timing's everything.
If Netflix didn't have 30 million members,
Yep.
if HBO Go is the one we go
Yeah,
direct.
HBO Go and then HBO Now is the actual over-the-top service.
How many
so.
people are on HBO Now? Do you know?
I don't
now?
know. I don't know if they've released that actually.
See,
I'm not
something
sure.
like HBO,
Yeah.
if I'm HBO,
Yep.
I immediately ask you to give me a
Yeah.
6-month or a
Yep.
1-year exclusive
Yeah.
to have in my
Yeah.
app.
Yeah.
And then I
yeah.
give you advertising on my network.
Yeah.
And then I say, after the show, see whatever John Oliver wore, see what it is a massive competitive advantage to create this level of engagement in a thing, because the level of craftsmanship of an HBO show,
Yeah. Oh, they're beautiful. They're beautiful.
can you imagine? And then just think about this, Game of Thrones, being able to buy stuff from Game of Thrones. So you click on Tyrion Lannister,
Right.
and
right.
they are auctioning off some of his outfits.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they have the Tyrion Lannister action figure,
Yeah,
and they have a
yeah.
Tyrion Lannister poster. It doesn't have to be literally what
Right,
they're wearing.
right.
It could also be
Mix in
related stuff,
merchandise.
right?
Yep, exactly.
So you click on Cersei's, and it's like shame,
Yeah.
shame, and you get like some
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, listen, I'm very proud of you, Tyler. It's great to
Thanks.
see you
Thanks,
again.
Jason.
And
Likewise.
you hiring? Any positions, or are you
yeah,
pretty
I
good?
mean, we're constantly hiring.
It's a good company to work for. I'm guessing Tyler at TheTake.com would work if somebody was an exceptional engineer
That'll do it.
who wanted to come work there. And hey, to Hollywood, wake the hell up. I know it's a lot of people in Hollywood. So one of you idiots buy this company. What is this, like a $50 million company right now? I bet.
Oh,
I bet
man,
you get a $50 million offer for this.
We'll see. We'll see.
You get a $50 million offer that you come back and you judge at the. You got to come back and judge at the event.
I like the idea of doing that.
There you go. All right. Continued success, and we'll be right back. Hey, everybody, let me take a moment to thank our friends at Citrix GoToMeeting. I mean, gosh, think about all the time and money and hassle it takes to hold these meetings. My God, you're going down to the valley, up to San Francisco, the traffic, the cost, the flying places. And my recommendation is that you meet your clients and coworkers over Citrix's GoToMeeting. It is a smarter way to meet, and it has beautiful HD faces. Amazing HD quality. I just did an all hands with my team from inside.com, and it was perfect. Everybody had crystal clear VoIP, or they were dialing in, and people were on different platforms. Some people were on their smartphones, some people were on tablets, some people were on desktop computers. And you know what? I have a real thing. I want everybody to have like a headset on, and some people forgot their headsets, and it still sounded really good. It's really the most professional meeting product on the market. It's very affordable. I've had it for many, many years. I think I'm close to a decade using GoToMeeting, and I want you to try it and sign up for GoToMeeting today. You'll get it free for 30 days. You have nothing to lose. So visit GoToMeeting.com, click the Try It Free button, and if you do it now, your first meeting will be up and running in just minutes. And that's GoToMeeting, and your first 30 days are free. It's a fantastic product. You can also, it has a chat room in it, which is also a nice feature. I like to have somebody take notes and put it in the chat room. You can also record the audio from it in case you want to share that with everybody. And you know what? I do that as well. It's a fantastic product. Thank you, GoToMeeting. Let's get back to this amazing episode. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the program. And as part of our ongoing series, we always like to look at the history of the Launch Festival. Now it's coming up, the 8th year. So many great companies have launched. Some of them are very famous. Dropbox, Mint, Fitbit. Lots of great companies have launched at the Launch Festival. I've been lucky enough to coach them and help them with their presentations. And they always go on to great things. And a lot of them become part of the family. And then they wind up speaking at Launch Scale, our Scale conference, as Alexander did last week. He did a great job. And we like to have them come back and we take a look at their product. So welcome to the program, Alexander Mimran.
Thank you very much.
Now, your company is Minbox.
Yes.
And you did fabulous at the Launch Festival with a minimum very clean-looking inbox.
That's right. That's where it started.
And it started as an email inbox.
Yes.
And I think you won Best Design, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
And this was what,
Great
3 years
memory.
ago?
This was 3 years ago.
And people love the concept. You got a little bit of
Yes.
investment based on it, I believe.
Yes, quite a bit.
Now that happened post-festival. Was any of it related to the festival?
It was all related to the festival. I don't know if
really?
you changed it. Yeah, that was
Explain.
so. The day was pretty amazing.
Yeah. Take us back.
I'll tell you the story. So I'm from Canada. Came in from Canada on a one-way ticket, no return at all. Didn't know what was going to happen. Didn't actually have the product built till about 2 weeks before the festival.
We hear that a lot.
Yeah, came in with my co-founder, crashed at a friend's place, and then he kicked us out, so we had to find a place to live. Didn't know what was happening. We presented on stage, and just right after, everything completely changed.
Yeah. Explain that change after you got off the launch.
Yeah,
stage.
so I think like at the time, my phone basically blew up. Tweets, emails. The
Great.
Wi-Fi in the venue was like a little sketchy, I guess, because of
Yeah.
all the activity.
Always is.
And I couldn't reply to emails. And somewhere in my inbox was an email from George Zachary
Hey.
saying,
Love that guy.
Amazing guy, saying, I'm waiting for you at the Tesla X, which is crazy now that it's finally launched. If you remember, it was at the first.
Tesla X, yeah. I asked
Yeah,
Elon
yeah.
when he first announced it,
Wow.
can I borrow one of the X? He said I had two. I said, I only need one.
It's
And
amazing.
being the mensch
I didn't
he
even
is,
know what it was
he
at the time.
sent me
Yeah,
one of them.
amazing. So
Yeah, it's good to have friends.
I didn't know what the Tesla X was, but I found him.
Uh-huh.
He's like, I'm leaving in 5 seconds, got the email, ran to him, and he said, let's go talk. He asked me like crazy deep life questions about just random stuff, like background, had nothing to do with the product. He said, why are you building this? What are you doing? I told him, and he's like, okay, I'm going to invest in your company. And then, like, I'd never gotten investment before. I didn't even know who George
Wow.
Zachary was.
You're a complete rookie.
Yeah, a complete, like, no idea.
A neophyte.
Yes, so, well, to some degree. I mean, this was my second startup, but the previous startup was bootstrapped and continues to be bootstrapped.
Neophyte
So-
to the venture fund.
to the venture funding stuff, yeah. So anyway, after that, you know, he's an amazing investor, great track record, and a bunch of investors piled on, and
Wow.
yeah, it's great.
So you raised a little bit of money, maybe $1 million or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Congratulations on that. And then you pivoted the product.
We did.
Okay.
Yeah.
And show the product and why you tell us
Sure.
why you're getting it queued up here. Why you pivoted.
We started out an email, and we spent a bit of time in that space and realized that it is pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
Table stakes are high. Competitors are offering a great product for free, and it is mission critical. You miss an email, and you no longer use that product, basically. So we decided very early, about 6 months in, that we wanted to compete in an even harder space. File sharing.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Wow.
So-
For punishment.
File sharing.
So
we
let's see
found-
the product. You
Yeah, yeah,
log
sure.
in.
So this is the latest
Work without the work. Bring all your cloud files into one place.
That is it.
With the little background of the Earth is a video file and says
That's
enter your
the
work
video.
email
Yes. So
to
we
sign
have
up for free.
We have a passwordless login. There's no password.
Love it.
Yeah. So all you do is you enter in your email. I'm going to try and set up like a brand new account.
I love it.
So I'm going to do
This is some bold stuff here.
Yeah. I'm going to do jason@minbox.com and see
Perfect.
what happens.
Okay. And the idea here is if you sign up with your email, it's going to email you a link.
That's right.
And so you assign a password or you assign a hash to them. So
Yep.
they have passwordless login.
That's correct.
If that hash goes bad, though,
Yep.
or if that hash expires, not a good thing.
Well, yeah. So
At
for
some
the-
point, you'll ask for a password.
yes, we do. So when they log back in.
Got it. Smart.
So first time you enter in your email,
You
get
did
to use
that
the
to
product.
have completely no friction.
Zero friction whatsoever.
Yeah. So when you put your email in, it says go check your email.
Yeah, and it's more secure.
Love it.
Yeah. So what's cool about Minbox is that you get to start customizing it. So
Mm-hmm.
you can click the Start Customizing button and add your logo.
Love
so
it.
maybe Jason's logo here is a mustache. I don't know.
Sure. Why not?
Logo of your company. Let's try this one.
Okay.
And you can also customize your header. So for a lot of different companies that are sharing files in and around their company internally, but also externally, they might want to make it look better.
Got it.
So
And I could upload a logo, I guess.
yeah, so I could have gone here and uploaded a logo.
Got
Maybe
it.
you got
Okay.
it. So cool. And then, so we ask you then, so this is actually our sign up form, and we sort of put it after the onboarding.
Got it.
And we say your full name.
Does it convert better?
Much better.
Ah, there's a little tip for those people watching This Week in Startups.
Yeah.
Hey,
You
let's
wanna-
make a little clip here of Alexander's awesome tip for backloading registration.
There you go.
for
Lazy
my team.
registration, as it were.
Lazy registration, let's call that. That's what we call the clip. We do
Nice.
these clips now. We
Great.
put natively the clips on Facebook
Oh, I
and
like
Twitter.
that. SEO.
And
Great.
oh my God.
Yeah,
So,
smart.
Alexander Mims. What did you call it again?
Lazy registration.
Lazy registration secret. Take a note, somebody. Lazy registration secret is what I want that to come out of. Okay.
Right on.
Boom. So you pick
So
your
you
URL.
continue. Yep. And then we also ask you to invite people.
Love it.
So this is going to get better over time, but for now, let's just say you're inviting Bryce. I don't know, Bryce.
Bricey Poo.
I'm just going to say Minbox. Let's just
Love
do
it.
that. That's probably going to go nowhere. Send an invite, and away you go. And then we ask you to connect your clouds.
Look at that. GitHub, iCloud, Envision, all the stuff I use. HelloSign I use, Google Drive, OneDrive,
Yeah.
Evernote I use. Just like going down that, I use everything. It's
Yeah, so
fantastic.
I'm not going to connect anything now because I don't know your password to your Dropbox, but I'll show it later.
I'll give it
But
to
you
you
basically click here, one auth, and you're in. And that's it. So now you're inside of your company dashboard. I'm
Got
not
it.
showing this
Got
properly.
it. Very nice.
There we go. That doesn't look good. Anyway, so we give you some tips, which is really key. Hey, your personal files are under here. All of the files you want to share with your team are under here. And then if you want to add new files from other clouds or upload stuff, you click here.
Now, why would somebody create a meta cloud, as it were? I don't know what you call this, but
Yes.
why would somebody want to put all the clouds in one place? What's the point of all this?
Yeah, so we have been thinking about this for a really long time. And if you think about kind of like the history of the file system and history of files, it all started on your desktop.
Yep.
And all of your files were on your desktop, so you had a Finder and you can manage everything. But now your files aren't on your desktop, they're in the cloud. And they're not in one cloud, they're in many hundreds of clouds. So how do you manage it? And this is the problem we're solving. We're basically building a Finder for all of your clouds.
Yeah. Great. And how is it going so far? It's been launched for how long?
So this new version that you're looking at has been out for about 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Not a lot of time. It's been sort of in a private beta for about 8 weeks, and it's been growing at about 15% week over week.
Well, 15% week over week. If you keep that up, you'll be bigger than Dropbox and Microsoft combined.
Pretty awesome.
Kind of hard to keep that up.
You never know. I mean, we keep trying to slow it down, but
Well, I think it's pretty viral because the point here is if I put all my files together here, I don't have to remember to open up all these different places. And then I could take, and if I made a project, let's say launch festivals coming up, I could put
Projects are here.
files. I could make a project called Launch Festival.
Yep.
Invite our partners to it, and it could have some of my files from Dropbox, some of my files from my Google Drive, some of my GitHub code, some of my DocuSigns. I could put everything in one place.
You got it.
And put it all with a nice little bow on it. In fact, I think we have to do this in our company. And then if I want to share it with a new employee, I say, yeah, we have all of our stuff is there. If you want to see all the DocuSign contracts, you want to see all the logos, you want to see all the schedules, everything's in one place.
Bingo.
And then you could, with one email, share that project with an outside person. Like let's say we had a consultant or an outside counsel, and they can go in and see across all of our different groups.
Nailed it. Just nailing it.
Got it. It's a great idea. How come nobody's done it? I've actually seen one spin on this, which was I did see somebody who created a tool which would sync across clouds, not Backupify, which I was an investor in, but rather I have a Google Drive.
Backupify.
I was the first investor, second investor.
Wow, nice. That's a long time
Dinesh from HubSpot and I were the first two investors. I found Rob May when he had the company in Kentucky.
Okay.
And I emailed him cold because I found out about the product on Lifehacker or
something like that,
something. And I just emailed info at, and I said, hey, have you ever considered taking angel money? I think it's a great idea. And he called me and I gave him money.
Nice.
It's a little quick, 10 extra for me.
Yeah, take him.
Just another day at the office, take a little layup, whoop, whoop, whoop. Jay Cal wins again. And I'm investing in this new company, which is even more yum. That'll be my 100xer. That's what I always tell founders. So give me the 10x on the first one. Let's go 100x on the second.
Beautiful.
But what this other company was doing was you have Google Drive and your Dropbox, let's say, and your Microsoft OneDrive. If you put a file in your OneDrive, it in the background would sync to the other two. So you have a backup of your backup of your backup.
Right.
Or you can make it like a RAID drive.
Right.
And use the free 2 gigs across 3 different places, or create 5 Google Drive accounts, and then create, if they give 10 gigs each, you have a 50 gig, and you drop one file in, and it just intelligently does that.
We're kind of thinking the future probably doesn't have any kind of file limits whatsoever, so we don't think like
storage is not going to be an issue.
That's it. So
it's already not an issue, right?
It's not an issue. Yeah. Amazon's unlimited.
Amazon's unlimited for pictures and photos.
No. It's like check out the consumer version of Amazon's cloud. It's crazy.
It's unlimited.
Yeah,
for
I think
file or something?
I think it's pretty much unlimited. It's unlimited for photos. It's not unlimited for businesses.
Yeah,
Check it
yeah.
out. Go online, check it out.
I'm just curious
It's
what
pretty
Google
scary.
Drive is for 1 terabyte online.
How much is it?
I don't know, 1 terabyte. Like 1 terabyte to me
I
is when
should
it gets
know this.
interesting.
So I know what the costs are. I think it's $199. No, there's no way.
Let's see.
I
The
don't know.
monthly rate
See, I don't even. I used to know this all the
is
stuff.
10
'cause we were
bucks a
trying-
month for 1
There you
terabyte
go.
online.
Yeah, so,
It's $120 a year,
Yeah.
which you could buy like a 3 or 4 terabyte drive for that at home. But to get it online,
Yeah. So Amazon would cost you about $25 a month to host it.
by the way, 20 terabytes online, which is about every episode of This Week in Startups ever, is $199 a month.
Yeah, that's nothing.
So if you wanted to sync to the cloud and have
ridiculous.
20 terabytes online,
That's nuts. Yeah.
it's only $200 a month.
And at Google scale, it's just going to get better and better and better.
That's
and
at
searchable
Google's.
and just it's nuts. Yeah.
And then I don't know what S3.
Yeah. So S3, I mean, you're at your cost basis, but I don't even think it's that cheap.
It's more.
It's more.
Yeah, because they don't want to. According to S3's calculate, Amazon does not let you make 1 terabyte volumes. Thus,
No, it's 3 cents.
$97 per month.
That's it.
what
No, it should be less than that. It's 3 cents a gigabyte.
Ah.
2 to 3 cents a gigabyte, depending on volume.
Okay, interesting. So the cloud's going to become super free. Interesting. Oh yeah, and it's a sliding scale. So the next 500 terabytes a month goes down, goes down, goes down.
That's right.
So that's
So
really interesting.
We're at the top of that scale.
How would these people, the Amazons of the world, do you know how they set up their storage? How is it set up?
It's incredible.
Are they using consumer grade drives? Or are
God,
they,
no.
What are the
They're
drives
actually-
that they use?
So I
I'm
think
curious.
Yeah, they're using magnetic drives still because they're cheaper. And they
Magnetic drives.
Yeah. So like
You mean tape?
no, like actual
Oh,
hard drives. Yeah.
yeah.
Which are
So they're
magnetic
using
discs.
hard
Yeah,
drives.
Yeah.
And what size hard drives do they have in their arrays? Do you
Yeah,
know?
must vary. I imagine they're now at around a terabyte each a drive, but they're switching to flash.
So the
Slowly,
S3 cloud will be all SSD drives.
Can you imagine?
That's insane.
That's insane.
So it'll be much faster,
Yes.
the cloud.
Much more stable.
But the amount of energy is the issue now. The
Yes.
storage isn't the issue, it's the energy.
Yeah, could be. Yeah,
I bet you the energy for a hard drive,
right.
at what point does the energy to keep the hard drive going exceed the cost of the initial purchase of the hard drive?
That's a great question.
It might be
We're-
20, 30 months or something.
I haven't even thought of that. That we're probably gonna end
Well,
up
if it was
paying
a-
for energy. We need Elon Musk to fix that problem.
Well, if let's say it was $1
Mm-hmm.
a month, $1 for the energy to run a hard drive,
Yep.
or maybe it's $1 a year, I don't know.
Okay. I don't
But
know.
whatever it is,
No
to
idea.
run
For
that,
a hard drive, no clue. Yeah.
who knows?
Yeah.
But it could be.
But they're all powered by solar now. I mean, all of those guys, they
They're
know
putting
exactly
it
how to
all
build these
by.
massive,
My understanding is hydroelectric is where they put all the stuff because if they find hydroelectric in Norway or Canada, Seattle, whatever,
there's an excess of it.
there's an excess of it. So that if you build your data
Facility,
center
yeah,
next
near the
to the
grid,
hydroelectric,
like free, yeah.
it's free or it's super cheap.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Then it's cold.
Right.
So you just open the doors and you have fans essentially.
Yes.
And they basically just let the hot air out and let the cold air in.
Yeah.
And you're good.
It's like Niagara Falls. So I'm from Canada. I'm from Toronto.
Yeah.
Niagara Falls apparently has so much power, just like completely not going into the grid because they can't store it.
They can't store it.
They can't actually feed it fast enough into the grid.
Right.
So it's
and that's
going
why you want
nowhere.
to hear a
That's
crazy
actually-
thing? The Bitcoin miners
Right.
are a lot of the Bitcoin miners have free energy. What they're doing is, this is what I heard.
Nice.
There are people in China and other places
Okay.
who have nuclear power
What?
or hydro.
Jesus.
And so the guys who are running the hydro plant
Right.
in a storage closet put hundreds of Bitcoin miners, plug them in,
Oh God.
and they have free electricity.
Aye.
So you can't compete with somebody who put it in a data center and has to pay $1,000 a month for electricity.
And then Bitcoin falls to like what, $60, $70.
Something like that. All right, listen. I want you to I want to talk a little bit. And can you unplug your computer and plug it back into the video just so we have it refreshed?
Sure.
Just, you know,
Sorry.
something-
Oh, did they say that? Sorry.
It might have gone off. It happens all the time if your screen goes black.
It's probably just trying to.
so it's
save
good
some
now.
Energy.
So what I want to talk to you about is you had a great talk at Scale.
Thank you.
How was it received? Let me ask you that.
Really well.
Was it?
Actually, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Now, tell everybody what we should talk about.
I was talking about our videos that we make, our promotional videos.
Okay.
that we make.
Promotional videos.
Yeah.
What was the basic thesis, or what is your growth hack,
Mm.
Alexander?
Yes.
What is your growth hack in video, and why is it important?
Well, we found the power of video to be tremendous early on
Okay.
in both establishing your brand and sort of demonstrating what your product can do.
Great.
And so we decided to kind of combine those and make something a little more exciting and viral than your traditional promotional video from our competitors, let's say, that, doesn't do anything really, for me or for them. If you look online, a lot of their demo videos have 1,000 views or something.
Right. You figured out a way to hack it.
That's right.
And also, video is extremely cheap to buy views.
Yes. We don't buy views, but yes, it is.
I've found this out.
Viral and...
Not even viral.
No, Virule. There's a service called Virule.
Virule?
Yeah,
I've never heard of it. What is it?
Yeah, but you can buy views there, quite a lot.
Is that to buy fake views and just pump up your thing? So, no, I'm not talking about buying fake views.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking because that
Right.
YouTube figured that out.
Yes.
Because when I was running Mahalo and we had the YouTube partnership,
Right.
I was trying to see how these like Fiverr systems work.
Okay.
And we bought for $5 1,000 views or 10,000 views, whatever it was. It was really crazy. We saw in the metrics that, the day before people would watch, when you get to a minute in, we had half the audience, and 2 minutes in, we had 20% of the audience, and 3 minutes in, we had 10%. And, whatever, 10% finished the video. Then we do this Fiverr, all of a sudden we get 10,000 views in a day instead of, 50. And it goes 15 seconds, and we lose everybody.
Everybody, right.
And I was like, oh, these guys have server farms loading the video in a virtual thing, and then they shut it off, and they load it, and they shut it off. And all the videos are from a different country.
Right.
So it was like, oh, these are bots.
Right.
Then Google went through
Yep.
and they looked for this pattern.
I see, for the drop
They
off.
found the IPs
Smart.
who were doing it.
Right.
And then they went through and they did the reckoning. And the reckoning was anybody who's a subscriber from those IP addresses, anybody who is a view from that, take it off. And all of a sudden you saw who was buying traffic for their videos.
Right, right.
And what's happened is people were buying stuff for people who were putting ads in.
Right.
So it was really, people were gaming it really bad. So we just tested. I always test this stuff to see why people are doing it. Like I tested the Tap Joy where you get installs for people buying gold. So people are playing Clash of Clans, they get gold. And all those people went away immediately. So we paid like $3,000 or $4,000. We went to the top of the charts with Inside, and then boom, came right back down.
Got it.
So and now Apple has figured that out.
Right.
What did you figure out with the videos? You figured out how to make them cheap?
Yeah, I made it myself. So
You made them yourself. So
yes.
show me one of your videos.
Sure,
They're very creative. I like these videos.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
So we'll pull up one of Alexander's
I'm
videos.
going to show now a video of our sneak peek while we were working on the new product.
Sneak peek.
Yeah, and it was kind of to get some excitement out of our audience and to get them expecting something soon. So I'm going to play this one.
Okay, here we go.
People have been wondering what we've been up to, what's next for Minbox. Well, we've been coding feverishly, nights on end, for the last 6 months, building something entirely new. You thought you knew what file sharing was. You've been living in the dark.
Beautiful. So that video cost you, what, $5,000 to make?
Nothing, zero.
So you just took a bunch of found footage,
Yep.
skirted, played a little fast and loose,
Exactly.
and you put the video out. How many views?
That one got 50,000 in its first day.
How do you get 50,000 views? How do you get the first 1,000? You email your list?
We have an email list.
How many people on that list?
About 250,000 now.
Great. So you can get, 10% of them to watch the video and get it started?
Yes, but also it was on Product Hunt, and that was before kind of Product Hunt was what it is now, and it was a lot easier to kind of get some exposure on Product Hunt.
So you got the promotional video on there.
Yes.
Would they allow promotional videos now?
Not now, no.
Not now, no. So you
Sorry,
have to
Ryan, for...
No, I
for
mean,
doing that, yeah.
I tried to hack it and I put like, hey, anybody want a free ticket to Launch Scale who's a founder, fill out this form. And he was like, I can't let you do that. It's got to be a product.
gotta
We have
be
too
a
many
product.
products.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, that's reasonable.
Yeah. Well, it actually was. We were letting people in early. So.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So I think, and I wonder if you could do that now, but.
We were number one on Product Hunt just this week for
Oh, yes.
Insights
Congrats.
TLDR.
Yes, I saw that. I
Chrome
downloaded it.
extension, and it got maybe, I don't know, 5,000 downloads. It was pretty
pretty good.
impressive. You know, if you think you had to pay $1 each for them, it'd be $5,000. What I did was
But it's free.
it was free, but I took I took 3 of my tweets about being on Product Hunt, and I wrote these tweets like, "Oh, it's great to wake up and see you're number 1 on Product Hunt, and here's the
helps.
statistics." And I
Yes.
showed like the Google Analytics, and I showed a clip.
Yes.
Then I took like 50 people from the technology industry in
Okay.
the United States on their desktops, because I wanted desktop people, because it's a
Right.
Chrome extension, and I spent maybe $200 doing increased engagement on those tweets. And it wound up costing me $2 or $3 a click to get there.
Okay.
But if you think you get 50, if I got 40 extra people there and I got 20 or 30 extra clicks early on, it could have been the difference between them being number 1 or 5.
It's possible.
But I already was number 1 by with like because I posted at 12:05.
You also have a built-in audience, so you're lucky.
I have a built-in audience, and it was a good product. It was interesting. So, but I think the secrets are posting at 12:05. So I stayed up.
At night. Yes, we did that too.
I did at 12:05 at
Yes,
night, and
because
then I
we're-
tweeted to everybody, "I'm doing an AMA. Ask me any question."
Nice.
And I got a bunch of people asking questions in there, and then I replied to each one of them, favorited them, and so I just got a little bit of stuff going there. And then I emailed some people I know and said, "Hey, could you post a couple of questions for me?" And probably got 3 or 4 friends to post a question,
That's
so
smart.
at least I got the
I should have
thread
done that.
going.
That's a good one.
I think if there's something going on in the comments,
They like it.
because there's really 2 numbers there. There's how many votes you have, and there's the number of comments. So Twitter came out; it had 30 comments. And it wound up beating us. Twitter surveys beat us at like 4 or 5 o'clock.
Oh.
Which, being up against Twitter and getting beaten by
Did
Twitter
you
at
beat
5.
Twitter surveys?
Well, we were beating them all day.
That's great.
Then they caught up to us because they had the big developer conference. And I mean, I think it's actually a more important product. It affects more people, obviously. So
Product Hunt's amazing.
I
Isn't it
had
crazy?
100. It is interesting. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I mean, it's what a TechCrunch article used to be, or a Hacker News used to
Yes.
be.
Yeah.
Now it's even better because there are people who are focused on product who will actually sample it.
Right.
But I had 100 comments. The Twitter thing had like 20.
Right. That's good.
So, and of those 100,
Engaged,
probably
yeah.
20 were me replying.
Right.
And then another 20 were friends of mine replying.
Smart.
And the 60 were probably organic. So I was probably responsible for 40% of those, asking people to help out.
Yeah.
So you get all those views. What's the secret to, so learning how to make videos is a good idea.
Okay.
And you blurred out that guy's face.
I did.
And you did the voice modulation yourself.
I did.
So you can make this without hiring a company and going through all this nonsense. You
Yes.
just found footage, you blurred it out, and you just made it your own.
That's correct.
And you use like 3 or 4 second clips for fair use or whatever.
Yep.
Try to skirt some of the issues.
Yeah, we see what we can.
You get in
kinda
any
get
trouble
away
for
with.
using other people's clips or no?
We
Not
have
yet?
in the past.
You have in the past?
Yes.
And what, they just take the video down or?
They try.
Ah.
Yeah.
And then you claim fair use or something.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Oh, yeah. Book
Okay.
a phone call. See what happens.
Your phone call, see what happens.
Yeah.
Say, oh, I'm sorry.
Hey.
That's it.
Joey Bag of Donuts, right?
That's it. Who cares? Yeah, well, so you did 3 of these videos over time. What was the total amount you got for the videos?
Total views.
Yeah.
I think we're up to 250,000, somewhere around there.
And it took
Probably more.
you, it's 250,000 views, and it took you, what, 30, 40 hours all in to learn how to do this, to make them, to post them, to email it to your people?
Yeah.
Each video took 10 hours maybe total?
No, longer.
20 hours? 30
yeah,
hours?
I think it's probably around a week, half a week to a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say 4 days.
Well, because you got to think about the concept, you got to put
Right,
it together,
so
you got
if
to
it
find the
takes
right
you-
song. It takes forever.
So 30, 40 hours.
Yep, something like that.
So if you think about it, if it wound up being 100 hours total,
Sure.
that's pretty good in
Yes.
terms of return on investment.
Yes, it's insane. It's amazing.
Well, if you value your time at, let's say, $50 an hour as a founder, well, whatever.
Kidding, I'm
just-
joking. Yeah, whatever.
$100 an hour,
Whatever it is, whatever it is, you're right.
You know,
yeah,
it's $5,000 worth of your time.
Yeah.
And if you had done the 3 videos with a service,
Yep.
they tend to charge $5,000
At
a
least.
video,
At
$10,000 a
least.
video.
Yep.
So that would have been, a lot more.
Yep.
And because you made yourself responsible for all of it.
Yep.
One of the things I think is when you do your own marketing, you write your own marketing copy as the founder. I always try to write my own marketing copy.
I can see that. Yeah, and all of your
Because-
writing's your own too, which is great. Like
Yeah.
everything you put out is all.
Everything
Jason.
I put out, I try to write it myself.
Yeah, I
I'll
love
tell you
that.
why.
Yeah.
Then I feel that you don't have any distance between the vision and the vision of the product and what the reality of the product is.
Right.
Right? So with the TLDR, I didn't write the copy. I let some other people do it. And some people didn't like some of the copy because it was like,
Copy
just
for
the
what?
effing news. Like the tagline or
okay,
something.
yeah.
I let some people experiment with it. And I think I probably could have made it a little bit better, but I was trying to scale the organization. But I was like, you know what, I should have wrote the copy because I probably would have nailed it a little bit better.
I can tell when you're writing.
Well, that's the thing, is you can tell the voice of the founder. So I think what you did that's really interesting is because you make the video, you know the tone you want.
Exactly.
So hitting tone, you don't have to explain to a third party, this is what I'm looking for.
And it's hard.
They come back.
Yeah.
It takes longer.
Forever.
Because even if you outsourced it, it would have taken you 100 hours to outsource it, wouldn't have.
And it wouldn't have been as effective or good. We did it. We've actually tried outsourcing, and I thought the video was great, but it didn't have that same, and the feedback that I got didn't have that same.
So the
grit.
result is better.
Much better. at least for us.
For you.
Yeah.
See, I think this is a really important lesson. Outsourcing marketing early on in a startup and
Mistake.
writing the copy is not a good idea.
Right.
What other hacks do you have around marketing early on? Some of the things you've learned between product hunt and sharing the videos, et cetera.
Yes.
Yeah.
Build up an audience that is truly passionate, which you know about for
Sure.
sure. But make sure that they're your audience and nobody else's.
How do you do that? How do you find those super fans?
I think you just have to build something of quality that speaks to them. And also,
How do you identify them, though?
Well,
The super fans of your product.
Yeah, Twitter is a great way. Obviously, it completely tears apart any kind of barrier, and people reach out to us all the time and they say, "Oh, more Bruce Lee. We love the videos." But it really struck a chord. So our first video that I didn't show here is a little more offensive, and it actually did kind of polarize some of our audience. And we had
What was offensive about it?
the song we used, I think, and then we also had some expletives and whatnot.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. So putting that type of content out there really kind of pulls your audience out from the shadows. Yeah.
Got it. So if you're just a little bit, did you do the one that was like Dropbox is really slow? We're really
that's the
effing
one.
fast?
Yeah.
That was a pretty good one because you basically showed how long.
Yes.
Because Dropbox is at scale now.
Yes,
And they use Amazon S3.
they do.
I
Yes.
hear they're building their own data centers too now.
Good luck to them.
Exactly. But they are limited by that, and so it's a little bit slow. And then
The reason it's slow is because they're processing the data through their own servers and then out to S3. So we're actually 3 times faster than Dropbox.
it's because you go directly to S3 and you don't try to process it.
That's correct.
So you process it on the back end or something.
You got it.
So you get this whole thing with like doing things on the back end where you did with the sign up. So you made it so it's 3 times faster when you upload something.
Yep.
And that's a nice marketing thing. It may not actually matter to people.
Sometimes
In
it does.
reality.
Well, for people, we get emails going, I tried Dropbox. It was impossible. Never uploaded.
Oh, you're talking about the big files.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's usually where that matters. Yeah.
Who's the fastest of all the cloud storage places at uploading files? Is it Amazon?
Well, Amazon's actually, I can't talk about this.
Oh, Amazon's got something new coming out. That's faster.
I
Potentially.
Can't say. Yeah, I can't
Potentially.
say. I can't
Well,
say.
I've heard rumors that they're going SSD. That's the rumor I heard.
It's different.
It's
That-
even different than that.
There's something that
Even faster.
potentially can't
Yeah.
say. Hope no
Well,
one
here's
from
the thing.
Amazon
If
is
they
watching.
did it, no, that's fine. I mean, if they pushed the S3 network out through a CDN that they bought or something like that,
Yeah.
that would make it super faster. And so I think people are thinking about those type of things if they bought like an Akamai or
Could
something.
be. Yeah. It could
Yeah,
be.
there's stuff like that going on. Well, listen, continued success.
Thank you.
And how was scale being an opinion leader? Did that have any value for you, being an opinion leader?
Yeah, sure. I mean,
any tangible value in being an opinion leader? Do you think?
definitely.
Okay,
Well, it's-
explain. Because this was
Yeah.
like the whole crux of the Ellen Pao trial.
Yes.
Was she wasn't a thought leader, or she had to hire people and try to make her into a thought leader. And then everybody knows with VCs, you have some people who are thought leaders on SaaS or consumer or mobile or growth or whatever. You have Jared, who's good at growth or whatever. And then you have all these different things where who's good at what.
Yep.
Shamat's good at growth, actually. So
Yes, he's really good at growth. Yeah.
what is
Sure.
it about doing these speaking gigs, and what can you tell people in the audience who are aspiring entrepreneurs about how to be a thought leader and why it is important?
So I think what you're getting at is brand building, basically, is building yourself as a brand. I
Yes.
think a lot of funds do that because they have to break out from all the noise. How am I different from one fund? What's our thesis? How do I get the deal flow that actually matters, that's applicable to our fund? I think that's a huge thing.
Yeah.
But you do a really good job as, Jason, branding yourself as,
Sure.
right? That type
Well, I
of
have a
person.
podcast, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but all this kind of stuff. So I think it's, building your brand, trying to figure out who you are as a founder or who you are as a company. And
But let's
then-
dial into the thought leadership part. Because
Sure.
you did a talk at a
Yes.
business-to-business conference.
Yes.
Yeah, so talk about that.
Yeah, so I think, being a thought leader, I don't know if, you're calling me one, which is very nice of you, but
Well, you're good at growth hacking, and
Thank
it's
you.
a thing, and
Thank
you
you,
could
thank you.
build on it.
thank you. Canadian, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, building any kind of notoriety in any field is extremely useful. It helps put you sort of in the mind of potential investors, advisors and your audience. It helps with hiring. It helps with everything else. I mean, if you want to be if you want to be successful, you have to be an authority. I think you've said this in previous podcast. I mean, I've watched most of your shows, so I mean, I think you said if you want.
I'm trying to ask you to answer the question.
Yeah. No. I mean, all of my answers come from previous clips of JCal shows.
It's very flattering, but
no, I'm kidding.
you have something to add too here.
No. I it's basically like if you ever want to be successful, you have to be hyper focused and an authority in a specific field.
Right.
And the more narrow you go, the better you're going to get.
Yeah, and it's easier too, right? Because you know what you're competing against. So you are not necessarily a video guy, but you made yourself into one.
Right.
And I think now you can keep building on this, right? Where you could do this talk. This is the first time you did the talk?
It's the first time.
Because now, once you have done it once,
Yeah, I got the template.
you got the template. Have you started thinking about going to other conferences and saying, hey, I could do this here or there?
Yeah.
And seeing?
That's good. I definitely thought about it going because I got off the stage and a friend said, was that the first time you gave this talk? I was like, I didn't even think about doing it multiple times. So yeah, could do.
Yeah, I think it's the next thing for you is I think you should really keep pursuing this.
Okay.
What you should really add to it is the buying of video views. Because Twitter and Facebook have native.
Yes, they do.
And I did a little test where we had a client of ours. I won't say which one.
Okay.
And people know on Twitter we have TWI Startups, This Week in Startups.
Yep.
And with that account, This Week in Startups account, I started tweeting to people. I started taking some of the videos. I just took 3 of them, and I said, I'm going to just get views anywhere in the world. So I did it anywhere in the world. It was a penny a view.
Yeah, sure.
So then you go to the United States, it might be 5 cents, 4 or 5 cents a view. But even that, for a business-to-business video, to cost 5 cents a view. And the reason is nobody's using it yet.
Right.
And even on YouTube, people aren't using it. There's too much inventory.
There's a lot of inventory.
And then you look at Facebook.
Tons. Like
There's tons of inventory for video.
Yeah.
There's too much competition for app installs. So
app installs
I think the move is,
I wouldn't. Yeah.
if you can buy videos
Smart. Right.
to say, go to the App Store and do a search for Inside or a Minbox, that's a better approach. And selling them with the emotion of video, even if you only get 1 out of 100 people to do the search or 1 out of 200, it probably will be less than buying an $8 install.
Tenth of the cost, yeah. Oh, I mean, the difference with the app install is that you can actually install it immediately right there. Whereas if you're putting a video up, they have to go through a bunch of clicks.
But this is why Clash of Clans is doing it. How many times have you seen these Clash of Clans videos that are like the 3D animated ones? They're funny. I don't know if you've seen them.
They are. They're on TV too, yeah.
They're on TV, but I am getting assaulted with these constantly on my desktop on here. It's obviously working for them.
It's next generation. Everyone's watching video. Snapchat's now all video. Everything's video. Everyone's consuming
Such a good
video.
solution.
Yeah.
All right, listen, Alexander. Continued success with Minbox. It's so great to have you in the family of launch companies that's raised money on our stage and then coming back and doing scale. Thank you for you put a lot of work into that talk, I know. And I appreciate that. I know, I wasn't being facetious at all. I know you put a lot into it. It's like hours and hours of work.
Something like that.
I phoned it in.
It was pretty quick. But
yeah, it was pretty quick.
All I did was play videos. Yeah.
Well, it was a 10-minute talk or 15-minute talk. But did you get good Q&A?
Yeah. After actually, a lot of people came up to me and they said, "How can I do a video that's like yours? What would you recommend for me?" And they're like, "Well, we tried going to. We got quotes. They're $10,000. Blah blah blah. I'm trying to do something specific for my audience." And I said, "Why don't you just try it yourself?"
Yeah. All right, listen.
So I recommend
continued
that.
Success. I want everybody who's listening to my voice right now to go to minbox.com, minbox.com, Minbox.
Yeah.
Very easy. Follow Minbox on Twitter and just try out the product. And then, Alexander is obviously Alexander at minbox.com. You give him a little bit of feedback.
You know it.
And he's growing at 15% week over week. So this might be the time for you to raise a little bit more money. You got Jeff Zucker and David Cohen from Techstars, CRV, Ben Chestnut from MailChimp.
Did his homework.
All good people did the seed round, which according to the Next Web was $800,000. Ludlow Ventures also in there, Venture 51, a lot of great places. Who's Correlation Ventures?
Correlation Ventures is a great firm.
Who are
Started
they?
by the guy that created the FICO score.
Really? Interesting. Okay. Jackie, make a note. Can we get the guy from Correlation Ventures and the team over there and invite them to the next event? Never heard of them. Anytime I haven't heard of a venture firm, I make it a point to invite them to the event.
Should.
Because
I can connect you to them.
Please do an intro. Thank you. And we'll see you next time on This Week in Startups. Bye-bye.